Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Chris Hoff, and it's time for another kitchen table talk. I have my tea, not coffee today. Too much coffee already. But today we're going to talk about the Authority of Inexperience. So, I recently read this book, Missing Out in Praise of the Unlived Life by Adam Phillips. And it's a thinker for sure. But what I wanted to talk about today was this position Adam Phillips takes that we live as if we know more about experiences that we haven't had than experiences we have had. And that certain ways of reading and being create this strange form of authority, the authority of inexperience, the conviction we gain from not having done things. I think we can identify with that a little bit about our current time. So Phillips traces this dilemma, this authority of inexperience, back to childhood, when we believe that being an adult is the solution to being a child. And that as a child, many of the experiences we want to have can only be looked forward to. And most of the books and media we consume as children prefigure what might be possible. So in other words, Phillips believes childhood is about developing an appetite for future possibility. It is where we begin to know more about experiences we don't have than about experiences we do have. So what is the problem here? Well, Phillips writes that when we look forward, as we can't help but do, something in the present moment is always being overridden. And it can also create what he calls a knowledge of deprivation. I like that, knowledge of deprivation, the experience of not having the experience we want. I'm sure we can all identify with that a little bit, right? Phillips then goes on to quote Graham Greene by writing that for children who love reading, it gives them a picture, a drama of what is possible. But adult reading, while it may entertain and we may modify some views we already have, but it's more likely that what we're going to find in books, confirmation of what we believe already. And for adults, it's about staying the same or avoiding change, right? So Phillips calls this getting into something by getting out of it. So yes, I'm wading into some interpretation here, but I do find this conceptualization of the authority of inexperience quite functional for our time and place. This sort of authority is problematic in my mind because of how it stops change and stops an enlivened future for the individual, for communities, and of course for society. And has us missing out on our lives, on our own individual lives, as they really all are, all their joy and sorrow included. When we declare we know more about experiences we haven't had, as opposed to ones we have, all kinds of skills we need are diminished. And these include curiosity, possibility, innovation, and of course, presence. We live in a world where expertness, most often about things we have no experience in, is king, right? I'm sure you get a daily dose of that on any social media platform. But I get it. Change is hard. Stepping into liminal space and uncertainty, tasks required by our current situations can be terrifying. And it is easier to propose we know what is possible and what the future holds in an effort to keep the future as same as the past. In that way, we believe we will not be challenged in any way. But I now have enough experience to know that people who come to see me not to say the same, but for help to take a step forward toward what might be possible. So these are precarious times. What would be really radical now is to hear or to say more often, I don't know, and to hear it from more folks, I don't know. And in that not knowing, acknowledge that with each other, we can and will find a way through. So that's my talk on the authority of inexperience, which I think is kind of running rampant at this time, and what the possible antidote to that might be. And also with an understanding that I know change is hard, but that's where the magic happens. So stepping out of our comfort zones into that liminal space. So anyway, I'm going to go enjoy my tea. I hope you have a nice day. As always, thanks for listening. Peace.